So I realized I have never told you guys the story of how I became the Queen of Denmark. So it all started when one of my friends needed a rabid snail for certain reasons. And so I knew just the place to get them a rabid snail, Snaillandia, located in Denmark. And conveniently enough, I do have a secret passageway in my basement that leads all the way from Utah to Denmark. So, I took my way through the passage. I was eating like some goldfish crackers on the way. Eventually, I make it out into the enchanted wastelands of Denmark, and I start, heading towards Snaillandia. It was a good way south, but as I was going, it was super weird. I noticed that all of these Danish people were just, watching me, and it was kind of uncomfy, but I was just like, okay then, and I kept going, and eventually I made it to the edge of Snaillandia, basically just this huge, dark forest place, and, I make my way in, and I'm starting to look around, and I'm not seeing a single snail. I was like, okay, where are they? I just need to get a rabid snail, and I'm seeing 0 snails in Snaillandia. And then the next thing I know, I looked up and saw them. There were snails surrounding me, and directly in front of me was the largest snail I had ever seen. It was the size of a man, and it was wielding a sword. At this point, I'm panicking, like, what am I supposed to do? These snails clearly outnumber me, and that one has a sword. I did not come prepared with a weapon, and I just was trying to come up with what to do. And I looked forward, and I noticed this foaming snail. It was directly in between me and the giant snail, and I'm like, that is a rabid snail. That is what I need to get. So how am I going to do that? And then I remembered the goldfish crackers. And you know how there's always that leftover salt at the bottom of a bag of goldfish crackers? So I dumped every little last bit of that salt into my hand. I threw it at the giant snail. It was just enough to disarm him and distract him so I could grab the rabid snail off of the ground, snatch the sword, and book it. I made my way out of that forest faster than I would have even thought I could. And when I emerged from the forest, there was just this crowd of Danish people. They had been, waiting for me. I was just like, okay, what the heck is going on here? And they just start, ushering me away. They, group around me and are leading me somewhere, and I couldn't speak to them because, they don't speak English and I don't speak Danish, and they just, led me to this castle, through the front door, into the throne room. And at this point, I have no idea what's going on, and I don't know what to do. And then the guards realize that I am wielding a sword. And so they all come running at me. They're not okay with that. And I don't know how to show them that, I mean no harm. I'm not here to hurt you. So I decide, okay, the best thing I can do, I slammed the sword into the ground. Just to show them, look, I'm not wielding this at you guys. But it was the weirdest thing. That sword sliced through the stone floor like a hot knife through butter. And then these blue waves radiated through the floor and up the walls. All of the guards froze. I don't know if these are blue waves or shock or what, but they just stopped. And at this point, I am, panicking. This is not making the situation any better. So I run to the front of the room where the queen, presumably, sitting on the throne, and I am just, holding my hands out to her, trying to convey that I mean her no harm. And she is just shaking. She takes this ring off her finger, she puts it in my hand, she stands up and she walks out of the room. Next thing I know, I am being crowned Queen of Denmark. They put a crown on my head, a cape on my shoulders, and eventually, a translator came in, and I was a minor at the time, so we had to deal with some stuff with that, and the original queen ended up being, my regent and stuff, but yeah, that is the story of how I became the Queen of Denmark.